Hi everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Business Central Essential. So we are still looking at inventory, and today we're looking at the key functionalities that has to do with inventory when we come to using BC. So we're looking at the first one will be purchasing and sales cycle. So over to you, Steve. I want to know how does this work in Business Central?
Very good. We have already mentioned that inventory is integrated within Business Central, so it forms part of the core features and functionalities. And likewise, that means that it's integrated into the purchasing and sales cycles. So that means that as users, we can produce quotes, orders, invoices, credit memos, and credit notes, both for purchases as well as for sales. And each and every part of the transaction can actually be linked to one or more inventory items that we hold in our system. So that means that we have like the full cycle, but for purchases as well as for sales for the item in question.
Oh, that's nice. That's good. Purchasing and sales is very crucial. But we also want to look at transfers because we know people do transfer goods from one warehouse, one location to another. So how does this work in Business Central?
Exactly, as we mentioned in the setups recording, we can have as many locations as necessary within our system. So that also means that we need to be able to transfer our inventory from, for example, from the warehouse to from the shop to the lorry, from the lorry to another shop. So we can have all different flavors of transfers within the system. But when we're transferring items, not just a matter of transferring from a location to another, but it's also crucial that we transfer the cost of the item. So the system maintains the cost at each and every for each and every location and every item. And whenever we're transferring an item out from a system into another, out from a location to another, we're actually transferring also the cost associated to that item in question.
Okay, that's nice. At least it gives the store owner, business owner, the ability to manage different locations without having errors. So we're also looking at adjustments. So I know I've heard of a storekeeper that uses some inventory for promo or some promotions, or probably some of them got depleted in such a way, probably it was damaged, but they weren't sold. So we wanted to know, oh, how do we do this adjustment in Business Central?
Very good. So you correctly mentioned stock depletion. So it could be both a positive as well as a negative adjustment. However, even though we group them as adjustments, let's say there are two types of adjustments. There is one kind of adjustment which is all about like negative or positive adjustment. So this is when we are adjusting the stock quantity and also the cost associated to that item without a valid reason. So, for example, or because something happened which is not a normal course of the business. So, for example, when we have flooding, we need to adjust the stock because we need to deplete the stock which has been damaged. Or perhaps there was an item which got stolen. So these are these kind of adjustments that we usually tend to think about. But there are other kind of adjustments also which are related to stock depletion because of consumptions. In that case, we're speaking about items and other stuff which we consume because of our manufacturing, or perhaps because of our assembly items, or perhaps because of the usage of these items into our projects. So these are also adjustments to our stock quantities, but rather than because of extraordinary events, it's more because of the normal course of business. And in this case, also through Business Central, we are allowed to consume these items, so also negatively adjusting these items, but through consumptions as opposed to just having a negative adjustment without an explanation of sorts. So these are two types of adjustments, the extraordinary events and the normal course of business.
Thanks for clarifying that for us, Steve. I would love us to look at stock take. So we know inventory stock take is very important. You want to know the quantity of goods you have your store at every given time. So how does it work on Business Central?
So it's a major headache for everyone. Okay? Um, in a perfect world scenario, our stock take is zero. So zero adjustments because we have been so good at recording every part of the stock cycle. We have recorded all the transactions. We have no anomalies. We have no extraordinary events which haven't been recorded. So that is that is the ideal world. It is not exactly the reality, and that's why stock is so important because we need to ensure that what we have recorded in our books is actually what what actually we have on our shelves in our warehouse.
That's very nice. Because we know how stock take can be very tedious here, even
Yeah,
in
it is.
Nigeria. Counting the items can take sometimes weeks. Um, so
Yes,
um, so all business owners want to actually know get how to just optimize this and actually mitigate loss or unaccounted inventory. It's been a very great one. We've handled a lot of topics and features when it comes to inventory in Business Central. And I know that so many inventory managers, business owners, warehouse managers, even sales personnel are watching, and even accountants. So I hope we've gained one or two knowledge from these different episodes, and we are still open to take more feedbacks. So if you have some particular features which you feel were not touched, you could drop your comments and we'll take it off from there. Thank you for your time, and we appreciate you watching our Get a Point series, and we'd love to see you in the next session. Do have a great day. Bye.